All right.
And so I kept trying to find a good, it's like, where is a good place to like cut in? But the music is so popping that I'm just like, I just want to keep listening to it.
You know what we need to do? We need to make an edit that has the music kind of come to some sort of resolution, because every time it comes in, I'm like, oh, just a couple more bounces. But no, you don't get it. Hey, how's it going? Happy Friday afternoon. We are here. We are SketchUp. We are live. We're doing SketchUp Live. So welcome.
Yeah, welcome everybody. Looks like we've got a good crowd forming. Very talkative crowd forming in the chats. If you're joining us on, actually, you could be joining us on YouTube. You could be joining us on LinkedIn. You could be joining us on Facebook. Wherever you're joining us from, on whatever platform, let us know where in the world you're joining us from, because we got people already here from like Slovakia, from the US, from Canada, from the UK, from Denmark, from, oh man, all over. Holy cow.
Love it.
Yep.
SketchUp UK, or no, SketchUp UN. No, there's actually SketchUp UK too. There are people there doing it. But yeah, welcome one and all. Thank you for coming in. Like Domin said, throw in where you're coming from. And I apologize. The suit I had on in the thumbnail with that extremely well put together hair, I was impressed by the hair mostly, was actually false. It has never existed. It was pretend. So our team, the team that puts on SketchUp Live, is also responsible for AECO's creative, imagery, content, all that kind of stuff. So our team takes a lot of pride in, manually creating what we create. We are not fans of AI slop whatsoever. The one spot that we create something and put it out for you guys with AI, and I think it's like a fun thing for us to play with, is the thumbnails, the teaser thumbnails for these lives. Personally, I think Donovan, Justin, and Matt really like taking my headshots and seeing what kind of absurd thing they can put me into using AI, whether it be an outfit, a pose.
You're not wrong.
That's the only time we really use AI.
You're not wrong.
For our own deliverables. But
I do have to say that I think my favorite so far has been either the astronaut suit, you in the astronaut suit, because that one was fun, or I think it was the Dubai, like a Dubai building where you were ripped. We're like, we did not put this prompt in here to make you so muscular, but apparently it's like, hey, this guy needs some bulk. I'm gonna give it to him. So,
well, I do. It is always fun to do it because one of the interesting things that comes with being in hundreds of thumbnails and thousands of videos is AI kind of knows what you look like, but it makes some stuff up though. Like for a while there, I had a tattoo sleeve.
Sleeve
down my arm. More and more ink was showing up on every one. But hey, let's talk about the now. Sorry, this is. I apologize if you're watching this in Futureland and you're like, what? I'm 3 minutes in this and haven't modeled anything. I apologize. This is going to be 2 hours and it's going to be fun. This is kind of a social opportunity where we get to hang out with you, the viewer, live, and afterwards you get to kind of just bounce around with us. If you want to jump forward, there should be numbers down at the bottom you can click in. But yeah, this would be a good one. I do want to acknowledge we're going to input a steam engine, and not like a locomotive.
Yeah, that was my bad.
Tricky. Some people think that, but it's not. This is like a machined miniature desktop steam engine that you could hook up to something creating steam, and it would move when you did that. The intention with these, I believe, they were all put out by, or a bunch of these plans were put out by an engineer, and I think the idea is you could, in theory, machine all these parts yourself with the measurements on the plan. I found that for me, and as I've suggested to other SketchUp users, it's a great way to do precision modeling. So how do you exactly model these things? And if you model them right or not, because they fit together, the pieces fit together or they don't. So I would highly recommend, if you haven't seen these before, take a look at them. You can go onto Google and type steam engine plans or something like that. You'll find them. There's a bunch of them out there. Some people like Dave R on the forum have made, I don't want to say made a living, but made some notoriety about his modeling skills in that he has done many of these. And he's actually animated a lot of them with using just scene animation, which is pretty cool. The one that I'm going to do is one that we have done before. It was over 3 years ago we did this. So I thought it would be kind of a fun thing to bring back. And I know in theory that I can do this in the time allotted because it's happened before. But yeah, I don't really remember anything about it. I remember doing it. That was like 150 streams ago. So I
know. You go back and look and you're like, oh, it's baby Aaron.
Yeah.
Or it's Mohawk Aaron. Or
it was a lot more dark in the chin, Aaron. Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah.
So anyhow, with that, let's unless we got something else to mention. Oh, I do. I was asked to mention one thing. I had some extra coffee today, so I apologize if I'm a little bouncy. But there is a new SketchUp campus. It's still available through learn.sketchup.com, but we have a new back end, and I believe there's a new fundamentals course up there. So check that out. Donovan can go. I didn't tell him to prep this, so he'll find a link and share it. But the best possible way, if you're new to SketchUp, to learn SketchUp is to go to our SketchUp campus, learn.sketchup.com, and take those fundamental courses. It's just, there's really no other way in a few hours to get the exposure to the tools inside of SketchUp and get the fundamentals of modeling in SketchUp down. So check that out. I think that's all we had.
Yeah. All right, let's do it.
Right, let's roll. All right, we're going to do this. So I'm going to start. I'm just going to import my image I downloaded. I believe that is this right here. Oh, I'm importing SketchUp files. I don't want that.
Okay, we got a lot of people asking about your shirt. Is it a selfie shirt? Because for all of us out here, it's backwards.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's funny. Here.
Yeah.
Better?
I'm just trying to pretend that I'm just trying to pretend that it was on purpose. It's a selfie shirt.
I like that.
Or a check me out when you rearview mirror shirt.
How's that? Is that better?
Is that your right hand?
This is my right hand.
Okay, there you go. I guess you're reversed properly now.
Wait, does that mean my overhead is backwards now?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh, man. I get confused. I will be honest about some things. I get confused about mirroring because sometimes my brain doesn't want to. No, that's not it. Nah, well, I don't know how to change it now.
Oh, well. Oh, well.
Oh, there we go. That's easy enough.
Dave says, so far no one has paid me for any of the engines that I've done.
Yeah, we can't call that pro. All right, is that better?
Better. People say better.
All right, let's roll. All right, back to importing. So I'm just going to grab this image. I'm going to throw it on the ground, blow it up real big. So this is what we're talking about. And if I come down here, I believe somewhere down here it does show a website or something. I do want to give credit because these plans have been awesome. And I know we're not the only ones who do it. I've seen other people referencing these plans online. So they are great. You can see they're older. This is from 2000. So this is a 26-year-old plan right here.
Oh my gosh.
That makes it classic.
No. My kids have had 90s days in school. And I was just like, no, I'm not that old. Am I? Come on. 90s days.
What even does the 90s look? Is that just like flannel and stuff or
neon? Well, okay. Early 90s is like the neon green, neon pink, neon purple. Late 90s is grunge. Mm-hmm. So you'll see kids in like leg warmers and neon and like hair, like poofy hair or grunge. Yeah. Although grunge is back in style, so you see grunge all over now anyway. And so I don't know.
Good times. Good times. All right. Without further ado, let's hop in. Classic. Yeah. So this is the plan. So the reason I picked this, like I said, there's a lot of these, all different style steam engines. I didn't know there were so many different ways to push steam into a piston to create movement, but I'm not kidding when I say dozens of these. So non-professional Dave can actually comment on how many he's actually made, but yeah, this is a fun thing. That's kind of
I feel like you're just trying to poke the bear at this point.
SketchUp 4. Well, I want to give him credit because, and Dave might have to remind me, but I can't remember if he built one first on the forum or if I did one first on live. But yeah, it was definitely we did some back and forth sharing these files for sure.
Okay, you say built. You've actually built one of these
In SketchUp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so you
I have not
it.
actually made this in real life. I don't. I do not have metal machining abilities. I tried 3D printing one of these once, and the tolerances on 3D printing is not good enough for this. Plus, 2 pieces of metal can go like this. You take 2 pieces of 3D print, and it goes like this. So, doesn't work. So the main reason I picked this one is because of this. It has 11 pieces plus a couple screws and nuts. So we can get through this fairly simple. So if we spend 10 minutes per, that's 100 minutes. So 110 minutes. So we should be able to do this. When I model, SketchUp is limited. SketchUp is a software that was created to model architectural size things, house size things, office buildings, that kind of stuff. So when it comes down to modeling really, really small faces, sometimes it can fall a little short. And we're talking like fractions of inches or little pieces of millimeters. But to keep everything all the same, so everything is going to render correctly, we're going to build geometry correctly, we're going to build these millimeters as if they were meters. So we're actually going to take this and we're going to scale it up by, was that 100 times? We're going to model all this stuff in millimeters.
It'd be 1,000 times, right?
1,000 times.
Yeah, okay.
001. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to model in meters. So first thing I'm going to do before I go any further, I'm going to go into model info. I'm going to click on units. I'm going to change to decimal units, and then we're going to say meters. I'm not really concerned about area or volume. I'm not going to be pulling any information like that. Really, all I need is my length to be input in meters by default. All right. What we're going to do, I'm going to go down here. I really want to visualize this, with current materials on it. I think it's going to look really cool and put some brass on there and that kind of stuff. But for the time being, I'm just going to model it without worrying about that right now. 2 reasons. One is I get caught up in it and I forget to continue modeling. I start playing with materials and that kind of stuff. The other is if we're modeling 1,000 times bigger than the actual material that exists, we can get some weird looking materials. So think about, it looks really good when it's on a face this big. Now you take that same material, shrink it down to, about this big, and it ends up looking tiled and weird. So right now I'm just going to put in basic materials. Everything's going to be wider. No, we'll make tags for everything as we go. And then when I'm done, I'll scale it to the proper size and then put materials on it, and we'll look at it with all the rendering and stuff. It'll be fun. I feel like I've been talking for 13 minutes and I haven't modeled anything. All right.
Yeah, get to it, man.
Let's start. So
Dave says, I've lost count of how many, I guess, that he's done. The first engine that I showed, the Sleepless Night thread, is the one that Aaron is doing now, and I posted it November 21st.
Nice.
November 21st or November of 2021? I don't know.
Probably November 21, I would guess.
Okay. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I'm going to model most of this stuff is going to be using just native tools. The one extension I'm going to use is bevel to put some of these bevels on here. Not this one that I'm pointing to, but anything that's rounded off. It's just much quicker to use bevel than it is to go in and do follow me's. So, all right, let's start with piece number 1, which is this plate right here. So this plate starts with math. So 65, 75, 85 square. So 85 by 85. So I'm going to go here, start on a rectangle, 85, 85. Because meters is the default units, I don't have to type in a unit to measure in, and it'll give me an 85 by 85, which is very, very big. So,
woo!
I'm going to scale my instructions up so that's close to what I see here. There we go. All right. So now this, I want to turn into this. So when I start modeling this and look at this, this is a flat plate. It's got the angles cut off at a 45, it looks like. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 holes in it and rounded corners. I'm going to do the rounded corners and I'm going to do the holes in it while it's one flat piece. Then I'll extrude it up and then do the chamfer thing around the outside. So we'll do that by, I usually put rounded corners on last. And the reason I do that is because it's easier to pull off the edge when I have a corner right here as opposed to having to come back at the back of an arc to pull a dimension. The easiest way for me to do that, and some of you are going to be a little shocked by this, but I'm going to put some guides in. So I'm going to come.
No way.
10 off this side. You betcha. Look at this. 10 off this side. 10 off this side. 10 off this side.
For those of you just joining us for the first time, Aaron is known for not using guides.
I don't.
And he gets flack for it sometimes.
That's right. I don't use guides very often. Drop one in the middle, and then to get these two locations, I'm going to pull a whole, what was this, 27.5, and then that one goes over another 30. All right. For the chat, give me, if you will, the measurement I need to put in for an M4 screw hole. I believe it's a screw hole. Yeah, it's not a through hole. So give me what an M4 should be in millimeters. While you do that, I am going to put these in here, which...
Dave says, guides? I just fell off my chair.
It's a new year, man. New year. 5-4. Oh, 4 of them.
Transom just picked himself off the floor. M4 equals 2 millimeter diameter.
2 millimeters. Okay.
Wait, no. Somebody says 4 millimeters. Nope. 2 millimeter. 2 millimeter radius.
Yes.
Not diameter, radius.
Okay. No, 2 millimeter is a 4.
Nope. Now Dave is saying M4 drill tap is 3.3 millimeters. We got numbers all over the place. 4 millimeters, 3.3 millimeters.
I believe 3.3 is it. We're going to go with 3.3.
Okay.
I wrote it down in ink on a piece of paper. We got to use it. I'm going to, okay, I got those in so I can get rid of some of these guides. I do, whoops, too much. I do delete my guides as I go. I don't like a bunch of guides in my way. So I'm going to got my outside ones here. Now I'm going to come in with a circle. Pull here. We said 3.3. So that's 1.5, 1.65. And then rather than draw that twice, I'm going to grab it once, grab it by the middle, option, move over to here, and then I'll get rid of the rest of my guides. All right. Now here's the thing that happens sometimes. So I'm going to explain it. Explaining this is going to take longer than the time saving that's actually going to come up with doing this. The reason I'm doing this now is so when I pull this up, the holes will already be there. If I waited, if I pulled first, then drew the circles on the top, then I'd have to pull each of them down, which isn't so bad with 6, but imagine there was like 150 holes here. One of the other things that happens when you do this is now I got to go through pick and delete, 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 pick and delete. So that's how long it would take me to get rid of those faces. Again, with 6, it's not terrible, but imagine this was like a shower drain or something where you had 99 holes. So one of the things that I have done is I've started playing around with some of the select, deselect stuff. So if I can select inside the square fairly well, I can get all of those selected. If I hit delete right now, they're all just going to go away. I don't want to do that. But if I select all of these and then I right click and say select only faces, then I can real quickly get rid of that. And now this is ready to pull in.
Wow.
So something to try. That there's some select filters. Some of them, I apologize, I do have selection toys in there, but there's a native filter as well for selecting and deselecting specific items. All right, I need to put a 10-meter radius on here, so I'm going to draw a line back 10. Then I'm going to grab an arc, go from here to here, double click, whoops, double click, double click, double click, and get rid of that. That is now ready to be pulled to depth. 6 millimeters thick. And pull it up 6. Now, one last piece here is this little 45 right here. If we have a dimension anywhere,
How do you know it's a 45?
just based on this rendering right here, it looks like it's not rounded over. It looks like it's
I mean, does it say 45 anywhere?
No.
Okay.
But,
all right.
I'm totally assuming. Yeah. Oh, here we go. This is perfect. See, look at that. It's definitely not rounded over. So what I don't have here is a dimension to it. Oh, there it is, 2 millimeter chamfer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click. I'm going to F for offset, pull this in 2. Beauty. And now what I need to do is I need to get the outside and push it down. This is kind of a bummer because this is not going to be easy to, I have to go select all 8 pieces. Instead of doing that, I'm going to undo a couple times. And go back to flat. I'm going to double click, right click, weld edges, and that should give me, there's one piece all the way around. Now when I push this up, a couple things happen. When I go up 6, I don't get the little edges here at the end of the arcs that I saw before. The other thing I have is this is all one piece. So when I offset this 2, I can grab this with a move and drop it down vertically, 2, and there we go. That piece is done. That piece is cut out of, looks like aluminum. Yes. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to triple click, make this a component. I want to make it a component because I do want to give it a name. The name is going to be 01 base plate. And I want to assign a material. I'm going to start assigning material, by tag. So I'm going to create one called aluminum or aluminium if you are anywhere other than our island of bucking the system of what everybody else in the world says. I'm going to have a brass one for sure. I'm going to have a bronze one. I'm just looking at the materials I can see on the screen. And then there's a wood one. So there might be some other stuff, but we'll change that as we go. The other
Would
thing
the red be like cast iron or something like that? Or
I think the red is just, I believe that this piece 7 is actually cut out of aluminum, just painted red. So we'll have to decide if we want to paint it red or if we want just shiny aluminum. Of course, shiny is going to look good when we do materials.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to color everything on the layers by tags. So to do that, I'm going to change my default color. So for aluminum, we'll change that to over here. We'll grab just a default color of like a light silver. Okay. Brass, we'll use like a yellow. Bronze, we'll use an orange. And then for wood, we'll just grab a brown. All right. Then what I can do is take this piece right here. We're going to apply that from the untagged. We're just going to say that is going to be made out of aluminum. And then the other thing I want to do is I want to say, forget how to color by tag. Hold up. That button? There it is. Color by tag. So we won't get our full shiny reflective material with material mats or anything like that, reflection mats or anything like that, but we will get a color indicating what it's going to be. Like I said, once I scale it, then I'll put the proper piece on there. All right. Way too much talking.
It's what we do, right?
I guess technically you're absolutely right.
Okay, Dave says the plan indicates the flywheel is aluminum or mild steel.
All right, MS Alu. I said that like
there have been,
I just read that right here.
Yeah, there have been comments that there is a whole lot of text on these plans.
There's lots of words. I generally, when something like this, the most important thing to do first is ignore all this and look for pictures. So that's exactly what I did. All right, moving on. We have this big old brass piece, and it's 2 main pieces. So down here we have like the base of it, and then we have this kind of spindle with a block at the top. So I guess 3 pieces, 1, 2, 3. So let's start. Let's just build up. So we'll start with the bottom section. Here we have a beautiful section right through the middle. This is going to make it very easy. The tricky thing too about these drawings is, like I said, if you go look for them, you will see a bunch of them, and 95% of dimensions are great. Every once in a while, it makes you work for a dimension though. So that could happen. So let's draw this thing.
Dave is reminding that it's now is a good time to save. Save.
Right. So 30 plus 12 is 42. So this is 42 wide. This little foot thing comes up 5. Comes over an amount that I don't know. All right, that's cool. I'm just going to go ahead and create this rectangle. This is the base right here. And then from there, let's see. It goes up to here. So that's 32 above the 5. So it could come here and type 32. That gets me trying to show this and also,
Jason said, is there a database to download different technical drawings for bigger assemblies of these?
I don't know. I think these used to be on a website. I don't know if they still are anymore. Dave may actually, if Dave is still here, he may know if the database is still there or not. I don't remember, or I didn't go look at it. I just grabbed this simple one. Let's see here. Where are we at? So that 32 is to right here. Trying to find a width of this overall piece. Not seeing a whole lot. Let me look at something.
Gusbert saying those M6 holes are 5mm diameter before tapping.
M6 is 5. All right. Perfect. Okay, so it's not the same width as that block at the top. Keep looking, keep looking, keep looking. 18. Not the same. Oh, right here, 8 and 8. That's what we call 16. All right, so I'm going to go this way. 8, come down. Go this way. 8, come down. That doesn't look right at all. 16. That's the width the other way. Which is good to know. I had to pull that up 8 at some point, but this piece right here is wider than that.
Oh, it really doesn't say, does it?
It does, and this is what I was saying. This becomes the challenge of these models in particular. Is it's not always everything you need is not right where you need it. Sometimes you gotta look around, or it'll inference whole locations from another entity or something like that. So we got 15 to the middle to this screw hole, which is good to know. But 15 here, so it comes over this way. 6, and then it goes back in here some additional amount, another 4, so leaves this at 22, maybe. Let's see what this looks like if I go from here over 11. All right, so that's a total of 22. Over here we got 10 and 10.
That seems right.
That's what I'm going with, because I don't have any better number. All right. So I'm gonna
Dave
take that
says
whole
look
thing
to the right at that section.
right here. Yeah, it shows the height of the holes. It shows where the middle hole is. It shows the depth of the holes on the side, but it leaves me guessing right here at the middle. So it's 9 plus 9, which is 18 plus slightly smaller than whatever this hole is. 4. So 9 from 9 is 18 is 22. So actually, so if that lined up perfectly, then that would be 22. We're going with it. Nobody talk about that ever again. I'm not going back. I'm not changing it. We're moving on. This is 16 deep. I gotta move. I gotta start moving now. I talked about how I could finish this in time. All right, I'm gonna grab that.
You say that, we'll probably be like 40 minutes in. You'd be like, oh, I'm done for some odd reason. What am I going to do now?
I really don't think that's a problem.
So last time it took 3 hours, 4 hours.
How long did it take? But I don't remember. You'd have to go look. It was 3 years ago. But I don't remember exactly what the time was. Just because we jumped around for a little while there with how long a stream was okay to be. So this is a 1 millimeter inset. So I'm just going to put in 1.
We got some people that just joined wanting to know, what are you doing?
This. Probably not good enough. We are modeling a scale steam engine. So we're modeling each of the pieces. We've got 1 done so far. Also talked a lot. So, all right, I'm gonna finish throwing some holes in here. So on the side here, I have an M6, which is an untapped hole of 5 millimeters, 16.4 off the ground. So if I come right here, let's do this. I'm not sure how to do that. I'll just start right here. In from straight down, 16.4, enter. And that is right there, 16.4. I'm just gonna draw an edge across like that. The reason I could have pulled a guide up from here and just subtracted 5 off of it. I could have done that math, but I didn't. All right, and then a hole of 5 right here. So I'm gonna go to the middle, 2.5. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. And then I'm gonna take that and I'm going to mirror it. I'm gonna be doing this a lot across here to the other side so that I have a hole on both sides. Now, this hole goes in 4, then it shrinks down to a smaller hole on the inside. And I'm just wondering, there's my 3.5. So I'm going to push that in 4. 4, enter, double click over here, and I'll zoom in here. I'll draw a new circle. At the center, half of 3.5 is 1.75, enter. I'll do the same thing. I'll grab that, mirror it, a copy of it to the middle here. Then we should have one over here. Perfect. Then that hole goes in 5. So we'll push that, 5, and then I'll come around this side, double click. If we hit X, we should be able to see those two meeting. I'm gonna save that because that's how I'm gonna celebrate. Anytime we do something right, I'm gonna hit save to celebrate.
Yeah, save to celebrate. Colin says the steam engine from 2 years ago was 2 hours and 15 minutes. The older steam engine model 6 years ago, for example, were longer, about 3 hours and 50 minutes.
Which model was that? Was that this one, Colin? All right, here I have 3.5-inch holes also. It looks like they line up right with the ends of this. So I know that's 9 in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create, let's create some guides. No, expected me to do that.
You're just gonna throw everybody off. All these guides, right. Aaron using all these guides.
Pull a guide up to
new year, new Aaron.
That's right. And then from there, I'm going to pull another guide vertically this way.
Colin says they were other types of steam engines.
Okay. All right. So that's hard to see. That's when X-ray's on, the guide color is white, which is really kind of disappearing. But that lines up. That gives me a guideline right here at the face of this. So you can turn X-ray off now. Oh, they're still so white.
Colin says 2 years ago was this model that you're doing right now.
All right, so I'm going to draw a line from here, 1.75, and then draw a circle from there back to here. That's going to give me my 3.5-inch circle. Get rid of these guides. Take that again, some more mirroring. I'm just using the center point here. There's both of them. And now when I push this in, I'm not sure how clean this is going to be. So let's see. Yeah, that's not going to be ideal. I don't love that. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to grab both these circles and I'm going to make a group out of them. Now when I go into that group, I can push pull this and just kind of inference where's the back of that inside circle. We'll do the same to this one. So what I just created is, if I come in here, look, component, edit, hide the rest of my model, I just created these two cylinders, right? But they're a solid group. If I triple click this, make it a group, also solid, I can take this one, I can say tools, I can say subtract that from this one, and then I should get my two overlapping holes. There we go. All right, so that gives me these two holes going into this, and then the only other thing I have is one hole that goes straight through, all the way through right there. That is right here, which is 30 up from the, or wait, no, wait, what? 31 up. Wait, what? I did something else wrong. Maybe 31 off the bottom. Let's try it. Let's see.
So Relly on LinkedIn says you can convert that PDF file in AutoCAD, rescale it, and then save it. Then you can import it into SketchUp, and with that, you can easily create the models faster. So
that is a theory. Here's my one argument to that, is using these lines as correct is an assumption. So if I were doing this for any kind of production where I had to be perfect, I would end up double checking almost everything to make sure that it was right, which I don't know what would be quicker. I'm honestly don't know. Because that's...
I guess that also depends on what you're used to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you can get a vector-based drawing of things that you can then import, that's definitely a nice way to go if you know you can trust it. But yeah, that is a smart way to do it if you can, for sure.
Yeah, Dave says, note that all different scales are used for individual drawings.
That is true. Yeah, 1 to 115, 1 to 2, 1 to 1.5. So it would come with its own challenges, but it is possible. I'm not saying that's wrong. Absolutely. All right, I'm going to try to draw this one over here. So I'm going to draw a little line of 8. And then I'm going to come up here. So I'm going to come up 5. I draw a little line across like that just to reference where that is. I'm going to come up 6. Same thing, draw a little line across. I'm just drawing this profile over here. Then I'm going to go up 53. Draw another line across here. Is that all of it? That is all of it. That takes us to the bottom of that square. Where can I stick this? That'll work okay. All right, now I can see that, okay, so first thing that happens is this is 8. That's my width there. And that's going to come into 12. So that's 6. So I'm going to come over this way, 6. And then from 6, I'm going to draw an arc that goes from here to here. And I'm going to be a little artsy with this. This is not structural, so I'm going to do that. All right, then here, this line goes out to 18, half of which is 9. I'm drawing half of the profile of this shape. So that's right there. Now, that has a half a circle on it. So I'm going to draw a circle right here. I'm going to chop it in half. I'm going to take this half and I'm going to move it to right here, get rid of the stuff on the inside. That gives me that. Now, I come over here, 6, which is half of 12, which is the base here. That's going to go to here. And I'm going to temporarily just draw it straight up like that. And then some point, it has a neck width of 7.3 somewhere. So I'm going to say that's here. So I'm going to say half of 7.3 is 3.5, 3.65. Let me know if I'm lying when I say those numbers. All right, so then I'm just going to kind of continue that line like that. I'm going to... This is a radius of 3. So actually that was not right there. Let's do this. Let's go from here to here. Oops. here to here 3. And we'll draw that down like that. And then I can do an arc from here down to here, snap it at magenta, and there we go. That's a better way to do it. All right, so now that piece, whoops, too much deleting. If I grab a circle, go vertical.
Is there a total height that you can work off of once you have the top portion?
Yeah, if you're willing to math some things.
Fair enough.
So it is possible. All right, so I'm going to grab all of this and all of this and just slide over here so I can see exactly what happens now. I'm going to take this round piece. I'm going to say, follow me with this piece. I'm going to get that. All right. I'm going to grab that, temporarily group it, turn it upright. And now I need to put it, grab by that front piece, come right here, drop that right in the middle. That should line up front and back. Perfect. All right, there we go. That's that piece. Moving on, we have one more, a square piece right here. Which this is where I'm like, come on, man, just give me a number. Why can't you just give me a number? So I know how high it is. I know it's 8 high, or 16 high, but I don't have a measurement this way. I'm going to assume that it's a square. So let's do a rectangle 16 by 16. Yeah, looks pretty close.
Wow. Yeah, that is pretty close.
And then we'll round the corners off at an unknown amount. Maybe 2. Let's try 2. Let's see how 2 looks. 2, arc, here down to here. Get that magenta-y. There we go. Double click.
It looks a little shallow.
Think so?
Maybe. Yeah. I don't.
The further
I
out,
mean, if you're gonna
looks.
yeah, I know. That is the philosophy for all of my creations. Just
stand at the
back.
other side of the shop.
Yeah. Take a couple steps back, it'll look great.
I think it's safe. I think it's a safe thing to say. There
Yeah.
you go. Good. All right, good enough. Rigorous testing of. Yep. All right, so I got to put a hole in there of 9. So I'm going to go to the center, inference up here, inference here, pull those 2 together. And then 4.5 for radius. I'll cut that out, delete, and then make that whole thing 7 plus 7 is 14. Oop, I'm gonna weld again. 14. And then got a hole in the top. The hole in the top is 2.5. All right. It's also in the middle. So I'm just going to draw a line right here to if inference the middle. Right here, half of 2.5 is 1.25. Erase that, erase that. Whoa, that got kind of weird. All right, we're good. I'm not going to do a bunch of intersecting like I did before. Instead, what I'm doing is just going to run that circle through from the top, grab all of this, right click, intersect face with model, and then I'll just erase this piece off the bottom and delete that. That gives me a hole. Now, I need to make this little, I don't know, we call it a nipple or a what, but it does pop up there, outer of 8. So I'm going to go another circle. Oops. Circle, inference over the edge here, go to the middle. And then we can just, whoa. There we go. 4 is going to be half of 8. And then that is 3 tall. All right. And I'm going to group that temporarily. All right, so that's going to give me that top piece that sits on there minus this tube that goes through the middle. I'm doing that separate because I want to get this on where it goes first. And then that is going to be a separate material. So I want to be conscious of how I put that on. So let's get that centered.
Studio R2 Cool says, carpenters on construction sites once advised me never step back to admire your work. Not so dangerous to do in SketchUp.
Too true, too true. Especially if you're up on the 3rd or 4th floor or you're working on the roof, then really don't step back to admire stuff. I promise you that won't go well. Okay, so then we have a tube here that comes out 4.5 on the side with a divot and 5 on the other side. The inside hole of that is, what the heck is this? I don't know what that is. Inside is 5. So, okay, so we're gonna go, I'm gonna put a circle right here. Again, inference off of this circle. So I'll hover right here, go to the middle. Oh, maybe I don't have the middle here. From the back, maybe? This is a push-pull, so I might not actually have a good circle to inference off if I don't. So I'm gonna draw a line across here. I'm gonna put a circle. Oh, it's inside the group. That's probably why. There we go. And then draw another one of 2.5. That gives me my 5. I'm gonna take that one through to here. That's gonna come out another 5 on the back. Let's come out the front, 4.5. And then I'm gonna triple click and make that a new group. Now, I have this solid group, and this solid group. I'm gonna grab all 3 of those. I'm gonna go to tools, and I'm just gonna outer shell that whole thing. Bam, that's that. Then I'm gonna grab that piece plus this piece, and I'm gonna put that all into a separate component. Before I do that though, I'm gonna grab this piece because this piece is a different material. This is actually bronze, and I'm going to assign it to the bronze tag first. So that should change color. There we go. Now I'm gonna grab both of these. I'm gonna say make component, and this is O2 dash, what is the name of this thing? Column. And
Dave says that is a guide to show where those 2 holes need to be to admit and exhaust steam. Did I read that right?
I see. So
that is a guide to show where the 2 holes need to be to admit and exhaust steam. Okay.
Right. Yeah, would that be this angle right here, the maximum angle that?
Oh, yeah. That's must be what the angle, what he's referring to.
Because that is tied off of this point right here.
Kiggy says you need holes in the base plate of that piece.
Right, you are. So I need some 4mm holes, 6 in. Fortunately, you still do that. So I'm gonna come right here. Oh, gotta double click because I am in too deep. I'm gonna come this way, 6. Draw a circle, 2. I'm gonna say, copy that. Oops. Copy the midpoint. There we go. And I'll just pull those down, double click. Cool. All right, so we do have a little bit of beveling happening on here. If I come into this one and I grab this, that broke in a weird way. And this, even weirder break. What the heck? Okay, let's do this. Still didn't, oh, right. Grab that, grab that, and then I'm going to deselect, whoops.
You okay?
If I double click that, double click that, and then I deselect that, and then I deselect that and double deselect the inside. Now I have just those 2 outside edges. While they're highlighted, I might as well just go say weld edges. And then I can come into extension, bevel that. I'm just going to put a 1. Let's do like a 0.5 with 3 segments. 0.5 comma 3. There we go. That's what I want.
When you say 3 segments, what do you mean by 3 segments?
So if I look at my geometry here, my shortcuts, my keyboard shortcut for show geometry is not working. Well, it only gave me 2. Must be too small. Was supposed to do was 0.5 with a 3 segment arc right here, but
okay,
that'll still work. I just want to know there's a little, and then that same thing, as you can see right here, it's on everything here down, and then these 2 up here. So I can come in here, select that, select this, this, and this. Come on. There we go. We'll do one side at a time. Bevel tool. I'll just use the same.
People are talking about your space mouse, saying, I love how smooth it navigates. I've heard that it takes a while to learn how to use it, and I can attest to that, because the first time I tried to learn how to use a space mouse, I almost threw it across the room because it was so frustrating. But if you're used to it, yeah, it does make orbiting look spectacular.
Yes. All right. Now, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit, and I'm just going to slap this down where it goes on the base plate. So I'm going to grab this by the center of this circle right here, which is right there. And I'm going to come and I'm going to place that right over. Where'd you go? Peekaboo. There we are. Over the center of this circle right here. I can't inference that. So I'm just going to put it at that edge, and then we'll take it and we'll slide it this way. There we go. Until we line it up. So our circles line up.
Why are they different diameters?
Because this hole is, my screw should go openly through this hole, and then this one should be threaded. So this is a through hole. Somebody who's smarter than me, tell me what the names of these holes are. So this will be threaded, and then the screw will kind of just go through this. The head will grab this and pull it down tight into the thread there. So this piece won't be threaded. Everybody believe that? I'm pretty sure that's true.
I trust you. I trust you.
Something along those lines for sure. Since Christmas, I have a Space Mouse Pro, and I really like how it makes drawing so much easier. Love it. Love hearing that. Again, I'm just a big advocate for Space Mice. I think that as a designer, it is one of the things that has pushed my design beyond what it was before. So that's sweet to hear. All right. I have this threaded piece. I'm not going to draw threads, not because I'm scared. I'm not scared, but because time is limited, and we've done thread videos repeatedly. They're all over YouTube, so go there. I'm just going to draw this. We said an M6 is 5, so I'm going to make that 5, and then it has a 3.5 hole in the middle. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to say 1.75, which is half of 3.5. Yeah. I should point out that I'm not doing that math. I'm not awesome. I'm not good at math. But 3.5 happens to be a 2x4, and I know that the center point of a 2x4 is 1.75 inches. So I don't want to disillusion anybody. All right, so we'll make that whole thing 5 plus 4 is 9 plus 2 is 11. So I'm going to come to 11. That didn't seem right. There we go. And then separate from that, we are going to draw this, which I have no dimension for. So,
because why should you?
Slightly bigger. So I'm close. So this is saying it's about 11. Let's see. If I go to my polygon, or draw a 6-sided polygon, I will inference right off the middle here, and I'll start pulling it out and see where 11 would be 5.5. So that'd be right here. That's not big enough. Maybe 6.5. No, we probably should go out all the way to 7. There we go. And then I will push that down to 7. And I'll drop this down another 5. That gives us this. So now I'm going to make that into a new component, which is 03, which is, of course, in outlet nipple. In dash outlet. I'm suddenly craving In-N-Out burger for dinner. I'm not sure what that's about, but
it's correlation causation.
Oh man, they just opened. I'm gonna just talk while I do some things here. But they did just open an In-N-Out in the town where I live, and we were able to get past the initial rush where it was impossible to get in there. And I'm not from California, so this is not an in my blood thing where I'm okay standing in line for. That's not right.
Is it supposed to fit in that space?
Yeah.
Can you scale it?
I made that 10. It's supposed to be 5. Jeez, good job, jerk. Okay, let's try that again.
No. Like, instead of undoing everything, can you just like scale it by half and it would work?
No, well, see, here's the problem. My inside hole's correct and my length is correct. So I think the easiest thing to do, and since this was drawn by eye based on this outside dimension, I'm going to delete all. I'm just going to get rid of that. So I'm just going to push this through to here. Gets rid of that face. Snap. And then I'll just get rid of these. This is some extra lines now. And I'm just going to come in here. Wow. Something was real off there. All right. Then we'll draw that across. 2.5. That's probably what that should look like. All right, let's try. We'll get that.
Questis says the missing dimension for that object can be found on the other view of the whole drawing, probably about 10 millimeters.
All right, so this was. I forgot. It was in 4 on one side and 5 on the other, I think. Oops, I lost my face here. So patch that up right quick. 2 edges. Oops, that one missed. 2 edges. Hear that.
Yeah, so In-N-Out. We just moved to Utah not too long ago, and In-N-Out is huge here, super popular. Like, if you want to go, you are waiting in line for 30 to 45 minutes, and I no.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is like first time I went there, it was like just opened up. So yeah, we'll wait in line, whatever. It's fun. It's part of the experience. Fortunately, fairly quickly, it got to the point where it's like a normal fast food restaurant now, which is good. I think it's good food, but I don't think it's like wait in a line for 30, 40 minutes. But the thing that also impressed me is there had to be like 30 people working behind the counters when we went in. I know a lot of that's training, but I'm like, there's a lot of people here. But yeah, decent food. I like it. I like it. All right. Next, we're doing this.
For those who aren't in the U.S., which seems to be most of our audience today, In-N-Out is a burger joint. So hamburgers, they notoriously have a very simple menu. It's only like four things, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the nice thing about going there. And it's the nice thing about working there, apparently, is you don't have to master a whole lot of things to be good at working there. Wait a minute. I got some differing dimensions here. Oh, no, I don't. This is all right. So what we got here is a rectangle. We got this shape right here, but I did it wrong. This shape should be 10.5, 20, 21.
Lance says, don't forget about the secret menu items.
That's right.
I've heard about the secret menu items. I've never done it. I've only been there like twice in my life. So
it's like the animal style, getting the onions and extra sauce on stuff and that kind of thing. But It's not very secret. It's actually, I think now it's actually listed on their website too. So for a while there, you had to know somebody to ask what to order, but now, yeah, it's not as tricky anymore. But like I said, it's a good burger if you're. All of this is because one of those pieces was called in/outlet. By the way, to remind everybody. All right.
Banter, Aaron banter.
All right, so I come here, draw a circle 8, and then this piece rises up to here, which is, why would you make that simple? 15 plus 6 plus 7. 6 plus 7 is 13 plus 15 is 32.
Questus says in 2001, when Krispy Kreme expanded into Ontario, the wait time for the drive-thru was 1 to 2 hours, with police constables guiding traffic through the area. That is crazy.
No, I'm not. I like Krispy Kreme. I like donuts in general, but I've never liked a donut for hours of sitting. That's too much for me. All right. I think I figured out why I was getting weird white lines for my crap, that's not gonna work. Okay, so I think I got this 6, 15, and 7. I just drew a line down 6, and I drew another line down 15, and then I measured that was 7 to the bottom, so that's correct. All right, there we go. So that's that much, and then it returns to just being a circle for the rest of its travel up here. So I'm going to grab another circle. And again, I don't know the purpose of these plans really, but if the missing dimensions are intentional because this is a learning thing, or if this is just how machine plans are sometimes, but instead of saying from here to here is this much, we have to go back down to the bottom inside to figure out where that is, and that is up 48.
I'm assuming that's a design choice and not like a standard way of drafting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right?
Just keep guessing. All right, so now if I measure the inside, this should be 48 from here down to here. 42. What the? Well, now I know I got to go more. 42, so that's 6 more.
Well, yeah, because the inside is 20, 21. What? Am I looking at that right?
I don't know, but you're saying what I'm thinking. Okay, 48 now from the inside to the bottom of this rim. Yes. All right, I'm going to, real quick, soften these two because I don't like that. And now I'm going to put this rim on.
Johnny 5 says it's an older code, but it checks out.
All right, this is 32.
I love that I can pick up what you're putting down. That's fantastic.
All right, so we go this way. Half of 32, of course, is 16. And then that is 4 thick. So I'm going to bring this up 4. Bring this up 4. Really? Yeah, I guess so. I get rid of this inside circle. All right. So that is most of it. Now we got a couple of holes. I got a hole, a through hole here at 7 up. I'm assuming that's centered. Yep. And it is 3.5. So I'm going to go pull this from here to here. 7. Circle. Inference the middle. Come up to that edge. Half of 3.5 is 1.75. I'm going to push that all the way through like I did before. There's no need to use solid tools here because I can just go, really, I just got to grab this face, and then intersect with selection. And then I can delete that, and I got a hole through. So that's pretty quick, pretty easy. Now, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try this. I'm going to grab this, make it 1 shade darker. It's going to darken my thing I'm drawing with, but let's see if it makes those, whoops. See if it makes these easier to see at all.
Transom says, here in northwestern United States, we have Burgerville. Good burgers and shakes, but more expensive than In-N-Out. We have it In-N-Out too, but it's complete with long lines.
Yeah, and I think that was the thing that kind of surprised me was the prices aren't I mean, for fast food in 2026, the prices weren't terrible. Like when you look at the lines, you'd be like, wow, I'm going to pay like $40 for 2 burgers here, but it wasn't really that bad. It's like $10 to $13 for a meal, which I thought was impressive. All right, here we got a little thing called M3. We got an M3 hole 6 down from the top. So I'm just since some guides are becoming difficult for me, I'm just going to do that. Our M3 hole. Whoa, what's an M3? We didn't do M3 yet. We did M4 and M6. What's the unthreaded width of an M3?
It doesn't help that we have like a couple second duration between our live right now and what you're seeing on YouTube or LinkedIn or whatever. Right. So when we ask a question, we're like, okay, how long is it going to take to get an answer?
That's right. I do want to reference Dave on Facebook was commenting on the earlier question I had about missing dimensions or having to infer dimensions off of other dimensions. And he said, yeah, that seems like a teaching thing, which I agree. I mean, I have made multiple plans for the purpose of teaching software and drafting, and I have always screwed with the dimensions just to catch who's paying attention, who's doing stuff right. 2.5.
2.5, yep.
All right, beauty. And that hole goes, whoops, all that work for nothing. And that hole goes in 5. So I'm going to grab that. So one thing I wanted to talk about too was you guys probably noticed that my plan is laying on the ground inside the model. If I was just modeling this myself, I would take these plans and I would put them on a second monitor, or I'd print them or something. I wouldn't normally model inside on top like this. We're doing this because this way you can see everything I'm doing. But normally this would not the way to go. All right, so this is, I'm going to triple click that, make it a group. I still have some holes to put up here, but first I'm going to get this shaft in here, which I'm a little confused by. Oh, it's knurled down here. Okay, so this is actually like a control.
Knurled?
Knurled. I've seen some cool knurling models. I've actually modeled some knurling
I
before.
say that like inquisitively, like what was knurled? Knurled?
Knurled is when you take a piece of metal and you roll a pattern into it, so you like have something to grab onto. It's like a lot of times it's diamond patterns, you see in there. I'm looking for my overall length though, and I can't really seem to find that. I don't know how long this is. 12 of it is this. The outside is 4. Here's where the center line is. I don't actually have a good length. Unless this is a separate piece and I'm missing. Looks like it's about 34, but I don't know that it matters that much since it's just it's just a hand control. It's not really. So I'm just gonna go like this, pull it out to here, draw a new circle on top of that out to 4. So I'm gonna go to 2, and I'm gonna take that and do like 34, and we'll take a look and see how that looks. Yeah, looks right.
Johnny says, I would create a scene showing the plan so that I could reference each detail more easily.
Yeah, that's not a bad way to do it. I guess I like flying around more than I like jumping back and forth. I'm going to take this little piece right here. These are 2 separate groups. I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to tag it to aluminum/steel. And then this I'll go back into. Actually, now this I can explode back out. And the only thing I got to do on here now is these 3 circles. So what they did was they gave me a center of an inferred circle of 26. So that's 13 from the middle out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to inference off the middle, draw line 13, do 1 circle right here. How big are the circles?
M3, right?
2.5. So I'm going to go this way, 1.25. And then I'll just get rid of this. Whoops. Gosh, I'm just delete happy. I'm going to grab that, and from this center point, I'm going to option copy it around to 120. I'm going to say 2x, and that'll give me my 3 circles. I can't, at this point, I can't draw a guide that will work this. I can't do like a circular guide. So guides are all straight lines. So that's the easier way, is just to infer around the outside. So then I can take this one, cut that all the way through. Beauty, it's clear. There we go. There we go. All right. So that is, oh, no, one more hole. 7 down from the top. So if I go from here and I drop straight down 7, and then I take that back till it hits the face, that's where my circle has to go. Now, this is a situation where I'll probably grab that, make it a group, make my hole of 4. So we'll come right here, draw a circle, snap it to the red axis, up 2, pull that so it runs all the way through like that. Make that a group. Go into this group, get rid of these 2 edges, smooth that over again. And then, is this solid? It's not solid. Let's find out why it's not solid. Well, let's look and see if we can figure it out without using.
How do you know it's not solid just by clicking on it?
So when you pick it, it comes up here and says group rather than solid group. Looking in here, I'm guessing it has to do with these 2 edges that are floating around. So get rid of that and get rid of that, and click outside, reselect it. Now it's a solid group. Now I can take that, tools, solid tools, subtract from here, and that's our piece done. All right, I'm gonna explode that one more time, grab that plus this, make it a new group, and put it on brass. Because this was tagged separately, it stays as metal. All right, that has a whole lot of other pieces to connect with, so I'm just gonna slide that over here for right now. The next, oh wait, I didn't name it. Make it a component, not a group, man.
Yeah. So you're an hour and 15 minutes in right now.
Some of these are, all right, I will talk less now, but some of these are pretty easy. I'm not gonna model the faceplate. Okay, I'm not going to model the faceplate, so I got tons of time savings coming up.
Okay.
Cylinder. You know, there's certain words you type and they always seem like they're wrong. Cylinder's one of those for me. All right. Do a circle. Let's talk.
For me, it's February.
16. February? Yeah, it's wrong.
February.
It shouldn't be. All right.
Because I always want to say February.
26. Oh, this, wait a minute. Try that again. 16. And then here, 13 out from the middle. So I come to the middle again, 13. This is matching up holes. So I'm going to put a circle right here, 2. And again, I can get rid of this. I can take this, rotate it from that center point. 120, 2x, whoa, undo. Rotate from that center point. 120, 2x, and then again, get rid of that. And then what else I got? I got one more hole in the middle, also 4. Come in here, 2, delete that. Those look a lot closer to the edge than that. Maybe not. Just double check my dimensions. That's 13 in. There's a 4 hole. All right. That is 4 deep. So I'll take that up to 4. And then here we got another nipple type thing at 10. So I'm going to come in here with a circle. 5. And then that comes up above 6. So then I will. What is that measuring? I don't know. And that is 05. Whoops. It's actually not 05. It's 05 dash.
Does it have like a
cylinder cover?
Ramp? I know that's not the word. Oh,
is it rounded? Yeah, we definitely have some stuff
is
going on
it?
there.
Well, because I was trying to see like what would that measurement be? Is it the? It's not the bottom of the rounding, right? No.
Oh,
Edge.
I know I did wrong. I'm sorry. I meant something else. But yeah, I put 4 hole here, and these are supposed to be 3. So that's why these look
Oh,
weird. Sorry. Let me. Yes, it does look like it has a bevel on some pieces. Oops. Here's I'm going to do this. I'm going to find the center of this hole real quick. Draw a line up, and then delete it. That way I can come right back in here.
fill it.
Say
That's the name.
1.5. Grab that from the center. Option 120. 2x. All right. We'll pull that down the bottom. Double click. Double click. And now that there. See, that was pretty quick. That made up for some time.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's all I got to do is like, oops. Phone it in on the screws. That's going to help a lot. All right, see if we can line this up with the other screw hole on this other piece.
Ooh, Keggy says save.
Okay. Let me get this. Let me just do one last thing before I hit save. Fate, consider yourself tempted. Why aren't these the same size?
Yeah.
They're pretty close. All right, save. Okay.
Maybe it's like you said, one's you know,
oh, this
a
is
slot
threaded on this
and
end.
the other thread.
Let's see.
Right? Maybe, right? I don't know.
Oh yeah, see these are M3. That's exactly what it is. And then these ones were called out as 3. So yes, yes, exactly.
Okay.
Preset.
Okay.
Yes, I did do it perfect. Thanks for asking. All right, now we're on 6. Let's do 6. Whew. All right, 6 is a component made up of components. So we have this bronze piston, I guess, with what I'm assuming is like a rubber O-ring right here. Got a steel shaft and then a brass connection on the end. So we're going to just model all those pieces. After that, that's 6. We have a couple more pieces, the flywheel, a little crank thing, and we're going to be assembling. So this should go pretty quick. I want to save. All right, let's start with the little end piece here. Oh, yep, there, rubber O-ring. All right, so I'm going to come in here. Outside dimension is 16, so I'll do that. 8. Inside hole is an M3, so I happen to know that that is 2.5, so I'll put a 1.25 radius hole in the center. All right, and then we come up equal amounts on either side of a 1.5 tall hole or recess in the middle here. So how to do that? That's the question. So we could do math. One could do math. I could say, okay, what's 8 minus 1.5 and divide it in half? But math, as you all know, is for suckers. So what I'm going to do instead is use SketchUp and draw a line 8 up. And then I'm going to go find the center right here, inference that. And then what I can do even is, I'm not going to do any numbers that I don't know. I'm only use numbers off of here. 1.5, so I'm going to draw a vertical line now, 1.5. I'll take that vertical line by the middlest point, not just a middle point, but the middlest one. There we go. And now I know that this is the width of my O-ring. So I can, to make a square, even-sided hole, I would come in here, 1.5, like that. So what that means is I go grab this piece, bring it up to here. Then I'm going to offset 1.5, push that piece up to here, grab this, copy it up to here.
Wow.
Paste that up to here. No mathing. No numbers that weren't specifically supplied to me. There we go.
So Brad says adding snaps to the components that connect together would be handy.
It would be. And I am so rusty on snaps that we would spend the rest of this live stream with Aaron asking the chat how to put snaps in. And that's on me. I'm going to own it. I need to I need to get in and use some more snaps because it's one of those things where I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I don't have time to get into it, but wish I did.
So Transom says, looks like these were published in a magazine in 1957, 67 years ago, not modeled in SketchUp. Looks like it was drawn in ink and probably used a Leroy lettering set.
Wait a minute. You're telling me these renderings, these three, oh, the originals were. Yeah, I believe that. Because I'm like looking at this, I'm like, why would you go through and draw your bevel with this like faces meeting? Yeah, okay.
Dave says, Mr. DeWall drew these plans electronically, basing them on old drawings from 1957. The drawing that Aaron is working on was initially published in March of 2016.
That's awesome. Super cool. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece, make it a group. I'm going to temporarily go into this group and edit, paste in place. I'm going to use this as my path. I'm going to say follow me with this circle, but I can't since it's still in a group, so I have to right click and I have to edit groups and I can follow me. Now I can take this X to cut it back out. Come out here, edit, paste in place, and I need a new material because I didn't have rubber in here. So let's go to tags, one new. And for our O-ring, we will make that a nice dark gray. Oops. All right, so now this is bronze. This I shall place on the rubber. We got that. All right, let's keep moving. The shaft here, which please don't take offense to this, but all my aluminum / mild steel and my stainless steel, I'm just coloring it all in a silver color. So what we'll do here is this starts with a threaded section of what is overall here? Okay, overall. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to model this in place on this thing. I'm going to come in with a circle. Oops, jump back up to 24. I did only 8 sides on my O-ring because you're not going to be able to see it much more than like that. So I didn't feel like I needed to sacrifice a whole bunch of detail there. So that does the threaded piece of the shaft right there. Now it's going to jump out to an outside circumference of 4 and then go up 59 and then come back with 7 of threaded. So I'm going to go C.
Why is there a break in the middle of that?
It just didn't want to show the whole thing, draw the whole thing to scale.
No.
So let me just saving time and energy. That's going to go up 59. And then this is going to come back 7. And then what I can do is I can go, hey, buddy, come on up here. And pull that up another 7. And then that shaft is done. Grab that, make it a group. And I could make these as components underneath components, but I'm not going to reuse them. I'm not going to edit them. So I am cutting a little bit of a corner here. I apologize. Hope nobody thinks less of me. What? We couldn't think any less of you than we already do.
You're taking the words out of my mouth, Aaron.
That was rude, guys. All right. We'll start here. We're going to make this brass piece right here. I'm going to start on the outs. Okay, so we'll do the top piece first. So I'm going to start with a circle of 11. So that's 5.5 radius. And then that is cut down to 7. So if I can find the middle, draw a line across there, then I can pull a guide. How well can I see this up here? 3.5. I don't like that. I don't like that guide colors inference the current layer color when you do color by tag or tag. Dang, dollar in the layer jar. All right, so that's this top piece, and that's 13 tall.
You know, I think that was the first video that I worked on when I first started working at SketchUp, was the layers and tags video.
That was tough.
SketchUp has layers, SketchUp has tags.
Not easy.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, did I say make that 2.3 or what is this? I made it the wrong size. I threaded that for a 3, but it's supposed to be a 4. But I'll just do this one the same size so it fits together. So we'll make this 1 1/4. And this comes down 6. And then it has a hole in the top, 5 down from the center, and it's 4. So I'm going to grab one more circle. Come here. Actually, we'll go.
Transom says, "Uh-oh, there you go with the guides again. Picking my jaw off the floor."
Well, I want to use them more, but I can't see them. So maybe I need to work on a totally black background or something like that. I don't know. We'll make that brass. Oops. Nope. Brass. There we go. All right. And I will move that from right here. We'll put that right. Well, that was not right. That was incorrect. Sweet. Wait, is that 6? Yes. All right, so then I'll grab all of that, make it the component for 06, which is called, of course, the piston and rod. And that, unless I'm horribly mistaken, should be grabbed and stuck inside this here piston. Just turn on X-ray for that. Oh yeah, look at that. I love when stuff lines up. Didn't you have to, oh, nope, something didn't line up. All right, there we go. We're moving. All right, so
we're moving.
More stuff's going to happen, but one thing I know is I'm going to turn this way, I believe. Grab all of this. It's going to rotate this way, I believe. This piece, oh, actually all of this is going to like that. All right, it's coming together. What's next? Flywheel.
Did you make it into a component?
I do believe not this, all this. No, I should make this into a group. So this part I'm going to make into a group because I want to, when I move this, it's going to rotate around this point. So I'm going to be rotating like this. By grouping the pieces in there together, that's going to keep them all in the same spot. It's not going to move the piston automatically, but we take what we can get here. All right, let's get this flywheel on. Man, that wheels fly. All right, I'm going to start with a circle of 80. So I'll start with 40. And I'm going to keep everything else at 24, but make this one outside piece twice as many. I'm going to bump up to 48 because I want that to look fairly smooth out here. So this circle and then the inside circle here at 70. Oops. are going to be 48, and then I'll drop back to 24 for all the rest of the circles. Half of 70 is 35. This is one of the things we talk about, modeling to the right.
Words?
Yeah.
With stuff? Gusbert says, isn't the guide color in the style you're using?
I was wondering about that, and I did not go check it. Let's take a look right now, shall we? Let me get these two circles in here. This one's just be 2.5. That's the piece that goes around the shaft. We'll go there, and then yeah, let's check, shall we? Let's go to styles, and there'd be an extra stuff. Guides are set to black. Let me pull another guide. Yeah, they're in for, because, so normally they'd be drawn as black, but what's happening is they're drawing as, because I have here in tags color by layer or color by tag. Ooh, color by tag. I haven't said layer in years.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's that I haven't said color by tag a whole lot, so it's not, but because color by tag is turned on, every time I draw a guide, it's referencing what tag it's on. So it's drawing it as this light color. Maybe we could just make the default color a little darker gray. We'll see how that works. I don't know.
Ricardo says, wouldn't it be great to edit axes by group or component for a better alignment? Question mark.
Yep. Moving on. No, that's absolutely how you would want to do it. Yes, I agree. 100%. Yes. All right. But right this second, I got to get this in. So I'm going to grab same way I did before from the middle. So where's my circle here is right here, which is at 40. So that's up 20. Enter. And then that circle is 25. So I'm going to grab a circle right here, 12.5. And then I can take that and rotate from the middle. There's 90
So
degrees.
is this piece meant to like put a belt on or something like that?
In theory, I mean, with these model ones, it's just to show the motion is really all it is. If this were a real functional steam engine, then yeah, this would be the part that creates motion and drives something.
Yeah, something else.
Yeah. All right. So now I have another one. And let's see, to do this, I'm going to grab all of this and I'm going to rotate it 45 degrees. I'm going to go from this point straight up to
something.
Here it is, 55. So 25, 27.5. And then that's a circle, the width of 12. So circle 6. Get rid of edges, 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 edges. Rotate that from the middle. 3x. Get rid of the material on the inside. And I'm assuming this is partially for looks, partially just to make this lighter as it spins. All right, so now I want to do this. So assuming that this face right here is here, that means this is going to come down 2.5. So I'll drag that down 2.5. This middle piece will come down 2.5. So I'll take that down. Option.
Dave says, for what it's worth, when I modeled this engine, I started with the wooden base and modeled everything in place above it. So there's no need to move anything into position. And then Quested said, it's nice to have so many armchair coaches here online.
I thought Dave was reminding everybody that he's just a little better than me.
He followed up by saying the flywheel is actually to provide the inertia required to keep the engine running between intake and exhaust. This engine doesn't have a pulley or a belt.
Oh no. All right. So I did a thing. It's not a good thing. With most of these faces, I pulled up copies, so I probably have some like internal faces I need to clean up, but I didn't do that on this one, so I left this behind. To close this face up, because it's so perforated, I have to connect every hole to another hole to get all the pieces in there. I don't want to do that. Instead, I'm going to grab this piece right
swap
here.
the face.
I'm going to option copy this face straight up. I'm going to
Oh,
reverse it because now I know it's upside down. And there we go. That's a little quicker and easier. So like I said, I know that I have some extra faces in here. So when I triple click and make it into a component, what number were we on? Oh, 8.
8 already? We're flying.
Wheel.
By we, I mean you. I'm just just watching.
Hey, this is a group effort. We're all here, so we all count. I'm going to run Solid Inspector in here and get rid of those internal faces. There we go. All right, and then we can also assign that to our aluminum / steel / whatever.
Dave said, I'm not better than Aaron. When I modeled it, I didn't have to show others the plan that I was working from.
Okay, I'll take that. I think I did something wrong here though. 4.5, I went to 3.5, so that should come out 1 more meter. All right, so we'll take that. Oh, actually, it needs to go around. Where does this sit on? On this.
Questis says it's known as a hit and miss engine, hence the need for the mass of the flywheel.
Cool. All right, that goes right there. We're almost there. We're almost to the end. Couple more pieces. I did just want to touch on, yes, modeling all of this in place would be a great way to do it, especially if you had all these pieces really well defined. Assembly drawings are really good. Unfortunately, some of these assembly drawings leave a little bit of interpretation to be done. So
guesswork.
It's a little more work than it would have to be, I guess. I don't know. But that's cool. I mean, I think doing in place would be a cool challenge to do.
Bike Hiking Camp says, Aaron knows how to fix every problem he encounters. Quick and easy. Impressive.
It's because I make them a lot.
I know. And then Kagi says, well, he practices correcting mistakes quite a bit.
There you go. Kagi's been around, knows what's going on. All right. I'm going to start this section with this this bar right here. So it starts off with a circle that is 12. So I'm going to go 6. It's got a hole in the middle. It's 5. So I'm going to draw another circle, 2.5. And then delete that. Now, that piece goes through 3 before it expands to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and I'm going to push it down 3. And then up at the 0 at the top of it, I'm going to model the rest of this. So from the center, we go down 18. So I'm going to come up here to this top piece, go down 18. Put another circle down there, which is 3.5. 1.75. Get rid of these. And then we have a 3.5 circle around that. Oh, wait, no, that's an M3. Excuse me. That should be 2.5.
Good, you're catching it now.
Nope. Drew it wrong. And draw it. 1.25. Third tries a charm, as they say. All right, then I have a circle that right here is 3.5. Now this then ties in to this. When it comes to making tangent pieces, I cheat a little bit. I don't, because the way SketchUp circles work, tangent isn't automatic because SketchUp represents circles as a bunch of straight lines connected together, whereas tangent is where curves coincide. There are extensions out there to help you find tangent of an actual inscribed circle inside of a SketchUp circle polygon. I just kind of come close. So this angle of this might not be perfect to what this tangent line is to these two circles. Just telling you. But I'm going to take that now and bring it up 4. Smooth, smooth, smooth,
Smooth.
smooth, save.
Mm.
Doing it all. All right. Now we need a this. Then we'll make a this. Yeah, that's it. We're like on the tail end right now. All right.
Yeah.
So here's how I'm going to model this. Let's model it in place. Dave. No, I'm just kidding.
Studio RT Cool says there is a TIG extension for tangents.
Yes, that's the one I was thinking of. Knowing TIG, it's probably called something like TIG tangent, but yes, that is a good one.
TIG tangent, yeah.
So I'm going to grab this, make it a group, and I'm going to come in here, come right here, like that. Here's the first part. There's the first 4 millimeters of that screw. Then it extends out to 4, or expands out to 4. So come here with another circle. 2. That is going to then go up 7. 7. And then that is going to now go to 7 wide. So I'm going to come here in another circle. 3.5. And then that is going to get a height of 3. So that's going to go up 3.
And then?
And then one last thing we're going to do is put a screw slot in there. So I'm going to go from about here to about here. And this is, how tall is this? This is 3. So I'm going to go down like 1.25, something like that. All right.
Questa said, this kind of drawing exercise showed up quite often on my mechanical engineering course classes. First task was to determine all of the missing dimensions and then render a new drawing from them.
That sounds like my time in doing production design of residential houses. Let's start by digging through and finding all the things that aren't here that need to be. Yep. All right. So this is, math. 37.5 plus 3.5 is 45. Okay, that's easy. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to cut some corners here. I'm going to make a circle right here. I'm going to bring that down 45. Triple click. Make that group. I'm going to grab all of this. Make it into the component. And that was number 7, I believe. I skipped over crank plus shaft. All right, let's take that, spin it up. And where does that go? Oh, that goes, I'll tell you. Thank you for asking me. It's going to go right here. And then this is going to slide through to where it hits here. And then this piece will rise up. Let's try an X-ray. This is going to rise up until it hits right there.
Look at that.
All right. What else we got here? Spring wood plate. Let's do this wood plate real quick. The wood plate is 120 by math. Man. All right. 17.5 plus 65 plus 17.5 is 100. Of course. go there. And then we will go up 25. And on the back, we have 5. So I'm going to grab this edge. Oops, get rid of these. Move, copy that in 5. Move this piece down 5. Get that 45 on the back end. On the front, it's 30 degrees. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to come up here, up 4. Then I'll take this and I'll rotate a copy of this to, what did I say, 40? 30. 30 degrees. Continue that edge out a little bit further. Whoops. There we go.
Transom says, hey, it's like old times. I'm watching on YouTube and LinkedIn.
Double the views.
Double the views. Questis says, how good to have 2 screens for the same live stream.
Really take advantage of those multiple monitors that I don't get to use.
Yeah.
And what was this? This is 11. And then, of course, I'll put that on the wood level. Wood level? That's that. I'm just making stuff up now. All right, so this turns this way. I didn't put the screw holes in here, but I think I'll be okay with that.
Almost looks like a thing, Aaron.
We're getting close. That was kind of cool. All right, so what in theory... So there's a couple more things I could... Wait, huh? Oh, dang it. I moved this up. All right. Let's explode
Oh,
this.
okay. I see. I
moved the whole group up, and that's not what I should have did. There we go. That should be like that. So that piston moves. So at its most extreme, this, if this turned 90 degrees, then this and this would be the pieces we would want to group together. I'll make this into a group. I'm gonna grab this and this, make it into a group. And then, so if I take this, excuse me, hold on. I'd like to say I'm getting a cold or something, but it's like 65 degrees. This is probably allergies or something in January.
Yeah, I know that, that spring pollen.
It's killing me, man. All right, I'm going to take that, and at its most, like I said, this is going to go at 90 degrees, which should, in theory, match this at 15 degrees. That's what that drawing was showing, I think. So if I go find the center here, grab it here, and I rotate it 15. Ooh, that's pretty close. Now I grab this one, and I need to move it in line with the center of the piston. The easiest way I've found to do that is we'll go to View, we'll turn on Hidden Geometry, and any of these lines that go in a straight line, I can inference. So I'm just going to go on this one right here and just start sliding it up like this. Not quite. Okay, so it didn't quite get there. But what I can do from there is I can take both of these pieces. I don't like the way that looks with all the stuff on there. We're gonna rotate it we're gonna use the middle of this piece. This is where the point is, to the middle of this circle. So inference right there. Oh, I need to get around the other side or something. It's on the inside of this, so I came so close. And we'll rotate that around till we can inference maybe that circle right there. Is that it? That looks like it could be it. All right, I'm going to Now I'm going to move this one again vertically. Can I move that? I got to constrain it again. So let's go view in geometry. We'll slide it down this way. Whoops, nope. That's because that's on the geometry. That's why I can't use that one. So we'll start going this way. Come down a little bit, shift, and then I'm not quite sure. I'm trying to think how the easiest way to line this up is going to be. I don't know.
Was it 15 or 16 degrees?
So it's slightly less than 15 right now. Oh, there's a lucky guess.
Take a step back. It'll look great.
That's right. Hold on.
Zoom out.
Watch this. Yeah, that's the stuff.
You take your glasses off.
Yeah. So there we go. That's the bulk of it. We have a couple pieces here. There's a spring that comes out and then some nuts. Here, I'm going to just do this real quick. I'm going to go grab another polygon, go to the center right here, pull this up that much, and then draw a circle on the inside of that up to here. And then I'll push that through 3 millimeters. 2 millimeters. There you go.
I think there's a consensus from the comments that you need to learn how to use the snap feature.
I agree. I'm not going to argue with you on that at all. I totally agree. I really wish I knew it better right now. I'll make both of these brass. For the spring, here's what I'm going to do. What is this?
Transom says, how about using a guide?
So I'm going to go something like that. This is going to do it super, super quick spring here. So if you've seen this before, this should look, you'll probably recognize this, but I'm going to draw that. I could go get an extension like Draw Whirl or something like that, or download a spring from the 3D warehouse. That'd probably be the smartest thing to do. But I've never claimed to be the smartest guy, so why break with what I'm good at? I'm going to option copy that up 23x, and then I'm going to group that, double click this, make it a group, select all of this except for that group, delete it, squish it, and then make that, I don't know, 9 times, 15 times, 15. All right.
Yeah.
Scale it up a little longer. Perfect. Now we'll come down here, draw a circle, approximately about that big, and then we'll call that, we'll drop that down. Again, the right amount of detail is super important. I don't need that 1,000 sides on that if it's going to be a teeny tiny little spring. Follow me with this. Okay, there we go. This will be steel, or probably not aluminum. I don't think steel is a good material for
Questus
aluminum.
is like, Aaron just told us that he has spring allergies.
Nailed it. That's what I was choking on. The thought of modeling a spring. All right, so I'm going to grab that by the middle of the end of this group, align it with the center of this circle, and then slide it back. Oop, it got a little too big. All right, so we'll bring it to here. And then I'll scale it, squish it down with these lock nuts to there. All right, good enough, good enough. It's gonna work for our purposes. There we go, we did it. I did not get to materials, but we could real quick, super duper quick, put new materials on this. So like I said, one of the issues we have with materials is that they scale. So if we look at like the metal materials, there's little teeny lines in there representing, you know, like the grain in the material, that kind of thing. So if we put it on here, it's going to look wrong. So we got to get it to the right scale first. Unfortunately, this is not a super quick and easy process, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab all this. I'm going to make it into a new group. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go over to a new model altogether and paste this in.
Wow.
Now I'm going to take all of it, scale it down to 0.001, which should be, you know, a little couple few inches, maybe a foot high next to 3.
Something you can put on a desk, right?
That's right, exactly. That's what we're looking for here. So now that I did that, I still have a couple issues. So I'm gonna go ahead and explode that group. These individual pieces though, they know they're scaled. So I can cause issues if I start dropping materials on. So I'm going to say scale this definition, which says reset it so this is the proper scale. So now if I come in and I go grab like a wood color, I'm going to see that look like wood grain, right? If I'm doing this in 2 separate models because I want to show you this. If I was to go back, right, to this one, and let's get rid of color by tag. If I come in here and I put that same exact material on here, looks like it's got no, looks like it's just brown. Because if I zoom in here, I'll see the grain eventually. If I get way in.
Wow. Micro grain.
That material, yeah, that would be very fine. That would be super smooth. That is scaling materials. So the easiest way to do that is to get it to the proper scale before you put in your materials. So let me go ahead and we'll reset the scale of all these pieces. And whilst we are at it, let's go in here. Let's go to face style, photoreal materials. Awesome. Let's go grab an environment. This is inside, so we'll grab something like that. Oh, that's going to work nicely. Okay. I didn't do screws. I figured materials more important than screws. You want to draw screws, you can.
Dave says, good job on this, Aaron. And that was preceded by, Aaron asked how many engines I've modeled. I went back and counted. Looks like 83.
Oh, man. So I'm going to end this with Dave. Dave sent me an engine to try to model, and I did it. I did not do it in live model time. It was hours and hours, but I'll share that with you after this. All right, so if I come in here and I get rid of, so I have just my brass things, right? So if I come in here and I start grabbing these and I say scale definition, and then I go grab my metals. I believe I have a nice brass right here, brassish. I'll put that over on your screen. Yeah. Oh, nope. See, that scaled weird. See that?
Oh, wait.
Undo. Oh, because I got a group and a group. So this might be scaled. So I'm going to go ahead, explode that. Grab my brass. There we go. That looks correcter. All right, so I'm going to grab this same thing, scale definition. I got 2 of these, scale definition. And I am coloring the outside of the group. I'm okay with that on this because it doesn't have a grain or anything like that. Are these components? They are. Scale definition, scale definition. In the comments, do you guys got a better way to do this? Because I'm not a huge fan of doing this. Is there an extension or something for scale all?
I wonder if it's called like Fredo Scale All.
Possibly. That's some good looking brass. A little tarnish on there. I like it. All right, let's go from brass to aluminium. Same thing, select, scale definition. I'm gonna grab my shiny metally materials. Ooh, that's pitted. Oh, but it looks kind of cool. I think we have a cleaner material here. Well, a little bit. Ah. Scale definition.
This is very interesting looking.
This is why
Dave says I just enlarged the textures after applying them.
Yeah, that would be the other thing. I did that with the bigger engine you sent me, Dave, and I was getting aggravated by it, so I didn't do that. I think this was just a group, so no issues there. All right, there's aluminum, bronze. We don't have very much bronze. This is it. Okay. Scale definition. And then I have this is really more coppery.
That piece is hidden though, isn't it?
That didn't rescale. It is.
Dave says SU4U scale definitions. That must be the name of the extension. And then Transom says, couldn't you just select all and then scale?
Well, the problem you run into is that every component has its own. Why is that? This one's not scaling right, I don't think. Sorry. 1 second. Let's go ahead and explode this out. I'm not sure why it keeps resetting my materials between. All right, I don't know what's going on with this one. All right, so what Dave was talking about is grabbing this texture, hitting position, and then just making this so much bigger. That was maybe excessive.
That seems like overkill a little bit.
Like you said, not going to see it anyway, so that's all the bronze. Rubber, I'm not going to, well, I guess it doesn't hurt to just, oh, this was a group anyhow, so yeah. Let's go ahead and go to plastic. We have a black plastic in there, yeah, that works. Oh, look how shiny that is.
Dave says, scale definition is only available if you have a single component selected. I edit the texture size in the materials panel instead.
Ah, that makes sense. Okay, but look at this. Woo, shiny and beat. This thing looks like it's been through one of those restoration channels on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Look at those hammer marks. Wow, nice job, buddy. Let's get some. Okay, I'm just gonna say this. I love this. I have not really enjoyed the use of the sky domes very much. Where are you guys at on this? Because I love the light. I love that I can choose a different environment to get different colored lights in. But the sky dome, maybe it's because I'm not doing building size models so often. But I think I find what I mostly do with these environments is turn the sky dome off and just use the reflective. Oh, that looks so good. Yeah. All right. That is pretty cool. Let's see what that looks like without edges. Let's just see what that. Oh, I don't even have ambient occlusion on. going on here? It's because it's 5 after. I've used it all up, you guys.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just
You
kidding.
need another coffee.
Let me faces, ambient occlusion. Oh. Not distance. More.
Keggy says, great modeling, Aaron, as usual.
Let's bring this back down. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That is good looking stuff right there. And then, yeah, like I said, let's see this without edges. Oh, profiles are back on. That's perfect. And edges. There we go. Look at that. Not too bad for 2 hours of SketchUp modeling, right? Awesome. Well, hey, guys, thanks for hanging out with us and watching me do this again. I don't know. Show of hands. Who does anybody remember this model last time I did it? I honestly can't say that I do. I saw that it was up there. I kind of scrubbed through real quick to see if I got to a finished engine of some sort, and I did. And that was all I looked at. Was anybody there? Yeah, I know. Almost forgot ambient occlusion. I probably should have been modeling with it, really. But all right.
Everybody saying nice job, Aaron. Nice job, Aaron. Nice job, Aaron.
Thanks, folks. Thanks. So yeah, we'll call this right here and get that. Got to start thinking about my thumbnail. Sorry, Guspert. You can't blame that on us, though. That's not our fault. Okay, so yeah, Dave remembers it. Keggy was there. So yeah, I had a couple people who were there and do remember this. But there we go. That's a quick and easy steam engine. I'll throw the image for this as well as a link to this up on the forum. So if you're not already there, forums.sketchup.com. If you go into our happening section of the forum, you'll find links to this and other live streams that are happening. And then we're trying to be better about posting the files, that sort of thing, so you guys can check them out. But I think that's all we got. I think we're there. We're done. We're out.
Yeah, we're good.
So if you're in the United States, have a happy holiday weekend, hopefully. And yeah, we'll see you next week. We'll be here. We're doing something.
Cartoon interior.
That's right. I am a huge Simpsons fan from way back, from like being a child. And I've modeled the exterior of the Simpson house before, but I wanted to do an interior. So I'm going to model the living room from the intro of Simpsons with the couch and the TV and the rabbit ears and all of it. We're going to model like if it was real. Like, so a real world version. We're going to use some 3D warehouse versus the cartoon. So it'll be a fun little project. So come by, hang out with us.
That's a fun one. That is a fun one. Do some
modeling.
Yeah. Cool. We'll see everybody next week, next time.
See y'all. Have a great weekend.